Coming up in this edition of your bulletin.
To help support the legal cost that I have to pay, mine and his, I will need I think about $6,000-$7,000 to do that. But that's just the way that it is. Do I have the money? I don't have the money. I have to believe God for the money.
So, Solomon Ashong Isang will be serving a 20-day jail term and pay an amount of 7,000 US dollars, which is over 100,000 rands, as part of his legal costs after he was found guilty in the defamation case against Lukau.
To help support the legal cost that I have to pay, mine and his, I will need I think about $6,000-$7,000 to do that. But that's just the way that it is. Do I have the money? I don't have the money. I have to believe God for the money. Can I appeal? Yes, I can appeal. But I don't have the money to appeal. That's going to be another added money, and I have legal cost. And I feel okay going to prison. I have appealed the first one. I appealed it. But they said, no, I had no chance of any success. So they left it there. This is what's going to happen. The respondent, that is myself, is committed to prison for a period of 20 days. I have to go to prison for 20 days. And then finally, she said, the respondent is directed to pay the cost of the applicant. So now I have to pay for his legal cost, for his attorneys. And that's going to be another added money that I would need to add to my own legal cost.
But Solomon says he's not going to stop what is taking him to jail.
Say, no, how can God allow you to go to prison? Yeah, of course. Jesus himself went to prison. Was he guilty? No. Paul went to prison. Was he guilty? No. Silas went to prison. Was he guilty? No. But you see, I'm not going to be quiet. I told somebody today, I may go to prison for the rest of my life, I may go to prison 10 times, but I'm not going to be quiet whilst I watch pastors, prophets, apostles, and bishops abuse scripture. Me? Even if it's going to cost me my life. You don't understand this. Our spiritual levels are different. And don't tell me you don't know when God called me. You don't know what God told me. You don't know about my life. You only see me on social media. And this is not enough for you to think you know me. But for me, my journey is I'm not going to stand aside and watch people abuse scriptures, using scriptures to abuse people, using scriptures, leaders using scriptures to manipulate people. I'm not going to stand aside and watch that, whatever it's going to cost me. It has cost me a lot already. It has cost me so much money that I have to come here and ask some of you guys for money because I've run out of money for that issue. I have a family to take care of. So I'm not going to you want me to take my kids' school fees, my family's money for feeding and everything and put it in there? I don't think that's the right thing. And people challenge me, look, we believe in what you're doing. Put it out there. We would support you. And I've gotten a lot of financial support.
Failure to pay the said amount will result in him losing his property. Last Friday, Judge Fiona De Pinar sentenced the Nigerian Solomon Ashoms for the defamation of Lukau in the Elliott Resurrection saga in 2019. But Solomon says he has more videos to release of Lukau, irrespective of him going to jail.
And by the way, when I go to prison, I'm going to release 2 videos that I'd never released with evidences of audios and videos. Whilst I'm in prison, I'm going to put it on YouTube, on my YouTube channel. I'm going to premiere it. And it's going to play. I'm going to reveal to you how my family was harassed using a police station by Lukau's bodyguard. I'm going to release to you our audio conversation with 3 gun-carrying men, his bodyguard inclusive, who used the police station to lure my wife, and I had to follow her. They didn't know I was following her. And then we went in, and they were trying to intimidate my wife. I'll play that. You listen to it and you draw your conclusion. And I'm going to release a video of an interview I had with a doctor. This doctor, her letterhead was used, and with information saying a certain girl was HIV negative. And it was used at Lukau's church, and it was shown on TV. And we saw the letterhead, and we took a screenshot. We went to look for the doctor. And the doctor doesn't even, this girl now took that, and she said, no, she was HIV positive, and she was prayed for, whatever, and then she became HIV negative. We now went to look for the doctor, and we discovered the doctor. And we discovered the doctor is actually doesn't deal with HIV issues. She's a pediatrician. She deals with kids. I'm going to release them. You be the judge.
He explained how he defamed Lukau.
That's what I do. So from 2017, we went to, we took me to court, and we had to come back, and then they had to write an apology. They said we should write an apology. We wrote an apology. They didn't want to accept that. They didn't want us to write the apology anyway, because to settle, and they wrote the apology and issued it, that's what happened. And then I was told that I should not defame him wrongly. Now, that's going to be it was very difficult for me not to say something. It didn't say I shouldn't talk about him, but I shouldn't defame him wrongly. Now, it's going to be very difficult for me not to talk about someone like Lukau, who has been abusing the scriptures. It's going to be extremely difficult for me, whatever the price that I would have to pay. Of course, I'm not going to defame him, and just say, look, I'm going to defame him and call him names and all. No. But sometimes in 2019, he had a birthday, and he posted it on social media. He was given a Rolls Royce and a penthouse suit worth millions. Now, for somebody whose congregation is predominantly, lower class, and people that are struggling, trying to pay their rent and all that kind of stuff, I found it extremely distasteful for a so-called man of God to accept that, because my belief is you help people. You claim you are a millionaire already. You have businesses that is worth millions. You don't need another Rolls Royce. You don't need another penthouse suit. That's my kind of Christianity. I'm not the kind of Christianity where you just accumulate and accumulate and accumulate and hoard things. Announce posted, scriptures saying that you who is poor, if you keep giving to the rich, you will remain poor, and a whole lot of stuff. And somebody wrote Lukau, which says false prophet. Then I liked it. And they now took me to court. Again, they said, no, we had an agreement that I was not going to defame him, but now I defamed him. So this is contempt of court, because we agreed in court that I was not going to defame him.
He said the case has cost him a fortune since it started in 2019.
So we had to go back to court, and I spent my family's money, over 100,000 rand. Advocate, and it's a high court, which is pretty expensive. It's not it's not the magistrate court. You have to get an advocate. You don't take an attorney, you take an advocate. And every time an advocate appears for a day, you pay quite a lot of money. Obviously, he knew the high court is the best bet for him, because he felt maybe he's going to get justice there. And also that way I'm going to be suffocated financially, because I don't have anybody paying me. I don't have any financial person backing me up. I do not have an agenda against any individual. My agenda is the truth. Wherever I see a situation where truth is abused, I speak out.
He says it will be a real privilege to serve by going to jail, because truth comes at a cost.
This is a privilege to go through this in the name of Christ, in the name of standing for the truth. What better blessing is there? When would I be going to prison? I don't know. My attorney is trying to find out, because in the judgment, they didn't tell us. Normally, they tell you like maybe you have 24 hours or 48 hours to get ready and then go and hand yourself over at the correctional services or at the police to take you there. But I've not gotten that yet. So maybe this week we're going to get that, and then we're going to know. And then you're also supposed to be told the prison that you're going to be spending that time at, but we still don't know the prison. So in overall of it, I had 2 counts of contempt of court. The first one, which I was sentenced, the suspended sentence for 20 days, and then this one. Guys, I'm not going to keep quiet. Please do not feel pity for me. Just pray for me to keep standing on the truth. Do not feel pity for my family. No, guys. No, guys. We're Christians. These are the kind of things that we should expect.